to talk through the kind of process that it takes, so usually it will take about anywhere between 6 to kind of 30 on average. Sometimes it takes longer, and in a few instances it has taken shorter for an overall restructuring program to be agreed upon. So overall, what you can start off with is you have what we understand is that in terms of what debt kind of gets restructured, you can restructure your external debt. You can also restructure your domestic debt. Overall, bilateral debt also can get restructured, particularly if the bilateral partners are within the Paris Club. They have separate ways of negotiating. But for Sri Lanka, given that our bilateral partners are mostly India and China, and they are not in the Paris, they would be negotiated separately. And given that they've been quite accommodating over the last couple of months, this shouldn't be too much of an issue. What doesn't get restructured is your multilateral debt as well as your trade creditors. So the option is there on whether you restructure just your external debt or just your domestic debt, or a combination of both. And we'll talk through what we kind of expect on that front for Sri Lanka in the next couple of slides. So overall, you kind of they'll kind of lay out with the lawyers. They'll start laying out the kind of restructuring scenarios, and then you move into your overall negotiations. So overall, what the creditors would kind of want to make sure is that there's that it's overall equitable in terms of the haircuts that they take. They don't want to take more than another creditor has taken, so it has to be kind of fair overall. And they want to ensure that there's no backsliding on the part of the sovereign debtor, which is where the IMF comes in to bring in that point of credibility. So in terms of the types of debt restructuring, you can either move your maturity, which is a debt reprofiling, to move it a couple of years away without any haircuts. The second scenario is where you do have a haircut, which is on your principal amount only. And the third is on coupon adjustments, which is to reduce the interest rate on the debt. And the fourth, of course, is a combination of all of this. And typically, I think you do see combinations of most of these happening in several other countries. Debt profiling generally is kind of kept for countries that they don't have unsustainable debt. That is something that's more welcoming. But if you have unsustainable debt, they'll try to kind of work with a combination of one of these types of restructures.